I could not have done any of this without the support of my wife, because I think anytime you're passionate about something, it takes you away. There's a price to be paid or a balance to be struck, and I could not have done what I've done without the support of my wife, Mary Beth. When you called me, it was like, wow, this is big for me. I've been the student leadership advisor at Durango High School for 26 years. I loved it, and I continued to love it until I retired last June. One of the things that I really preach a lot is about go out and make a difference. Go out into your communities and do things in the community. And I've tried to mirror that throughout my career by being involved as city council of Durango and being mayor of Durango, organizing events in my own personal life, creating clubs around my passions like scuba club. You know, I'm a scuba diver, that kind of thing. So take those things that you're passionate about and see what leadership lessons you can learn from those, and then share those with people. I mean, people always joke about how engaged I was at Durango High School and things like that. I was not that kid at Arvada West. In fact, I was almost 180 degrees. First one out the door at the end of the day, not involved in activities, athletics, things like that. One of our goals was to get every kid involved in some kind of an activity, whether that means to be on the varsity football team or to be involved in a club or be involved in whatever. It's a worthy goal to continue to strive to, although it's something that takes a lot of time. Durango High School is on 2 stories, and we filled the main hallway up with balloons. And to the point where as soon as they opened the door, balloons just flooded the building. And the kids were having so much fun, and they had such a great time doing that. And it was cool because it was also something that was supported by the teachers and the administration and that kind of thing. So I loved being part of the senior pranks. 2009, I met you. And so having somebody who I can see on a daily basis, live, breathe, help me with leadership. And I'm not doing this because you're interviewing me, Rashawn. And because, you know, it was like, what would Rashawn do? Or I need to talk to Rashawn about these things. So I consider you one of my mentors as well. When we started to attend like the state conferences and things like that, I said, we could do that. Durango High School could host a state level conference, which we'd never done before. Over 500 kids, primarily who've never been off the Front Range, transporting them across the state to Durango. And Durango, you better step up and you better have something that makes that worthwhile and things like that. And so our challenge was, what can we do when those kids leave to go, that was cool. How I chose to be involved in running reflects some of my leadership kinds of things in terms of being involved in taking risks and being passionate about what you do. And then I got involved with an ultra distance kind of thing. A new trail became available in Colorado, and it was called the Colorado Trail, and I became part of the group that took it upon ourselves with the risk of being the first to run it. We didn't know what we were doing. The furthest we'd ever run was 26 miles, and here we were going to do 400 miles runs. But it was something that I really felt passionate about, and I really wanted to take the risk and see if I could accomplish it. So out of that came this newfound interest of mine to see how far I could push my body and mind, because ultra distance running, 100-mile runs, 24-hour runs, that kind of stuff is physically challenging, but it's also emotionally challenging and mentally challenging as well. And then I became injured. I had both my hips replaced, and so a group of us said, what can we do to not only celebrate running, but bring some assistance and help to communities in our area? Durango is fortunate to have mining as kind of a basis, and so what if we made a run that connected mining towns and had celebrated the history? I'm a history teacher. So we created what's called the Hard Rock 100 Endurance Run. And putting that together was like a big puzzle, and I really enjoyed organizing the aid stations, marking the course, that kind of stuff, and seeing how this whole thing kind of fit together. And we always thought, okay, we'll get 30 or 40 people who want to challenge themselves. You know, this is something that's way off the charts. We limit our field to 146, and this morning we had over 1,600 people who have applied from across the United States, 49 countries. We've become kind of this thing. I had really good mentors. And so I inherited a program that was running pretty strong. I worked in a district that valued student leadership, and so I didn't have to go through that process of creating a program. Durango High School recognized the value, gave me the time, and gave me some resources to continue to develop the program. Leadership to me is an evolving thing. It's something that you're taking somebody from here and trying to teach them to be and give them experiences and to educate them about what a good leader does. To be recognized by CHSAA in the Hall of Fame is one of the highest honors that I've been fortunate enough to have in my career, because I think it represents the recognition of not me as a person, but the program and the opportunities I've afforded kids in the work that we've done as a leadership group. And so it means I'm touched by it. It's very humbling, very humbling.